Today we've got a little treat for you that we're gonna make using our favorite Dorset Nagas, and this one just picked it today, so it's perfectly fresh.
We grew this.
We did.
We made this. So what are we gonna make today?
So we're gonna make some salsa.
Yay!
So our garden isn't completely ready yet. Thankfully we have some peppers and some cilantro.
Sadly, we did not grow these tomatoes.
No.
Because our tomatoes aren't anywhere near ready yet.
No.
But we did go to a local farmer's market and buy these, and they're beautiful. They're enormous tomatoes.
Huge, yeah.
So this is a very simple salsa. This is how I make it. I've always made it this way. The only addition to this is usually I would make it with jalapeno peppers, but this will be my first time making it with a homemade Dorset Naga, and we think this is going to be a delicious, super hot addition to this beautiful salsa that we're going to have. So what's the first thing we need to do?
Make salsa.
Okay, check.
We gathered our ingredients.
We did gather our ingredients. And we are going to use a Dorset Naga, a red onion, 1 lime, cilantro, and some tomatoes. The only other things we're going to add are some garlic. We have some pre-minced garlic because it's just super easy. Some black pepper. And this is awesome that we have this to try. This is the Brunini Scorching Whiskers Spicy Salt.
Yes.
So this is salt with Carolina Reaper in it.
Great addition to everything.
Yeah, the salt texture on this is beautiful. The flavor's awesome. Nice little zing to it. So this is going to be a really, really good salsa. I already know.
Yes.
All right, let's get chopping.
Shopping?
We already went shopping.
Oh.
Now we're chopping.
Chopping.
Yes.
I see.
All right, so first thing we got to do is start cutting up some vegetables and move this out of the way. Make a little room.
Carry the one.
I'm bad at math though. All right, so let's cut the onion up first because this is going to be a pain. So you just hang out. Have you ever cut an onion before? Throw the scraps away. Over there. Making fresh salsa with tomatoes and like, I don't know, all like the fresh herbs and everything. This is one of the things I look forward to in summer the most. It's probably the whole reason that I would even ever have started a garden in the first place. It's just the ability to have fresh tomatoes and to make my own salsa. So it's okay. I'm something of a professional. No, I'm not. If you guys have made your own salsa, let us know. I would love to hear what your own recipes are because I'm always curious to try something new. Do you know this onion trick? Where you slice it and it like chops itself. It's like a self-chopping onion. We love onions, so we're gonna put a bunch of these. And here's our bowl.
Can never really have enough onions and garlic.
Not really. And now I'm crying. It's made me cry. Ugh.
I thought they chopped themselves.
They almost did. They got me though. Alright, it's gonna have a lot of onion in it. Hooray. That looks good. It's all so sad. The next thing we need to do is seed this tomato because it's gonna have a lot of juice in it and we don't want all the juice and the seeds, so we're gonna take those out. Oh wow.
There's my toupee. Sorry.
This is a pretty nice looking tomato.
It is.
Look at that. I'm still crying from that onion. And it's like only in my left eye. This is not fun. I'm just cutting out like the inner core part because that's kind of not the best part to eat.
Kind of like the pith.
It sort of is like the pith. The tomato pith. All right, so you want to help me seed that one? Just scoop out the seeds and throw them in the bowl.
Just like that?
Seeding tomatoes is kind of a pain, but it doesn't really take quite that long. Especially if you're only making a little bit, like we are. It's just us eating the salsa, so we're not going to make a ton. And these tomatoes are massive, so now I'm going to cut up the tomatoes. And personally, I like chunky salsa. So, and you know what? This is going to be the first homemade salsa that we've had in a really, really long time.
True. It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, and we've been eating all these like jarred salsas and whatever, which are great. But, you know, there's nothing, no matter what, there's nothing like one that is like freshly made, not preserved in any way. It's literally just tomatoes and seasonings, so I'm pretty psyched. Trying to shoot anything with cooking going on is crazy. This is only the second time we've done this, and it's ridiculous. Like, nothing is right. Everything's like at a weird angle, so I don't know if this is a crazy looking video. Just bear with us. Obviously, you could chop these up in like, you know, some kind of chopper device or blender. The only thing that we have is a little Ninja blender. We don't have like any kind of, I don't know. I think that they cut them up, they like basically puree everything, and I don't really like that.
No.
So this is a little bit slower, but you know, it's not that much, so just doing it by hand. We're not going to need the other one. This is like,
I think each one weighed more than a pound.
I think so. We spent like $12 on two tomatoes. These things are enormous.
Yeah, so they were $4.99 a pound, and we spent $12. So,
so we're done chopping our tomato, and look at how much we have in there. So I'm definitely not going to bother with this one. I think that's going to be a little too much. So, but good news is we'll have a backup tomato for something else.
yes, or we can finish this and make more.
So right now we've got one enormous tomato and half of a red onion. I got the smallest red onion I could because I always end up throwing them away. I love red onion, just never use them in anything. Now what?
Maybe some cilantro.
Okay. Here's our cilantro, our homegrown cilantro. Mm-hmm. And actually, technically, we didn't even grow this from seed. I hate to say. I planted seeds of cilantro, and they really, I don't know, I planted a bunch of seeds, and then we had like a giant rain, and a lot of seeds washed away. So, who knows where they are? They're growing in somebody else's garden. This is one of the greatest smells that I can think of. I love cilantro. I used to hate cilantro.
Wait, well, you probably don't know.
You didn't know me then.
I was thinking of cumin.
I was a different person then. Yeah, cumin's gross. Not gross.
I like cumin a lot.
It has its place. It definitely does. Finely chopped cilantro.
Mm-hmm. It's very strong too. It's good.
It's good. Which is awesome because then we don't really need like quite that much. So, all right. Give it a stir. Cilantro all over my hands now. That looks good. All right. What's next?
Maybe some Dorset Naga.
Yay! This is very exciting. Yay. Have we cooked anything with these yet?
We haven't.
So this is the first time we're like eating it other than just eating it by itself. Historically, I would say, I think jalapeno and habanero are like, you know, always been the ones that I would put in salsa, but I don't know. I think this is going to be like the new winner. It smells so good. It's really strong and like that sweet.
Yeah, these are just such awesome peppers.
What kind of a scent is that? Like, it's not exactly sweet, but it's like a deep sweetness. I don't know. Got to think of a better description for this, but And we're putting this in seeds and pith and everything. We're just chopping it up and throwing it right in. What should we do? Garlic?
Garlic. Why not? Like we said, we really love garlic, so.
How much garlic should we put in?
I think a spoonful.
Like that?
Good.
1 spoonful of minced garlic. And while fresh garlic would really be the ideal, the fact is that we never really keep fresh garlic in the house because, like, this is so easy to use. But yeah, I would definitely recommend putting fresh garlic in. So this is just our easy go-to. Sometimes we just gotta make things easier on ourselves. This already looks beautiful.
It does. I mean, I think it's honestly could be eaten right now.
It definitely could.
Maybe some salt and pepper.
Salt on end. So here we have the Bruninis. Scorching
Whisker.
Ooh.
Scorching Whiskers.
This stuff is awesome. I love that Brunini stuff that we got. How much do you want to put in? Well, I bought it.
Yeah, that should be good.
So with the tomatoes, I like going kind of heavy with the salt. One, it tastes awesome, but it just helps to kind of like meld everything together, I guess, and it helps to sort of, because of all the moisture, I think the salt's extra helpful to, like, I don't know, draw the moisture out, I guess is really what salt does. So it creates an interesting reaction when you put the salt in and then let it sort of sit together for a while. Pepper? Black pepper.
I love black pepper, so I always go heavy.
I love black pepper. Brian really loves black pepper.
I just love the taste of black pepper. Ever since I was a kid, it's always been my go-to. Some people like salt. I always like pepper.
Right, last key ingredient to this beautiful concoction is lime juice. Probably going to use half of the lime. I think that might be enough for one like bowl of salsa.
We're not putting it in the coconut.
If that squirts me in the eye, which I bet it will, there's like a 99% chance that lime is going right into my eye. And I personally kind of always go by the visual of salsa. Like, can I see all the ingredients that I put in here? And if the answer is yes, I've got enough of it. Should we taste it?
We should.
All right, see how it came out. It tastes great. It's very hot, but like perfectly hot. I think it's not like, it's not too much heat. It's got a good blast of heat. Oh wow! Like I was gonna. Do you need more or less of it or anything?
I think it kind of has like a good blend of everything right now. Actually, we kind of eyeballed it pretty good.
I think so. Good job. So if you've ever made any salsa recipes of your own, let us know in the comments. And if you have any favorite additions to salsa, also let us know. We love talking about other people's snacks.
We do, because we love snacks.
We do love snacks.
All right, until next time.
Bye.